The door to room 507 closes with the sound of rushing air and a faint click. The maroon carpet is soft under Karen's bare feet when she hurries over to the lift and pushes the button. Her pulse throbs at her temples while she uses her index finger to wrench her trainers on. The moment she straightens up, there is a ding and the lift door slides open with a soft hiss. She's lucky. The reception desk appears to be unmanned when she dashes through the lobby toward the exit with just one quick glance to the side. Then, a sudden shudder of anxiety when she realises she has no memory of how she got here. Did they really walk here together? Whose idea had it been? Jumbled memories flash before her like high-speed film sequences. The harbour with her friends Eric, Corey and Marike. The pub crawl that followed with more oysters and glass after glass of wine. And then a hazy image of Eunice Smeared, who had appeared in one of the bars in the wee hours. A few more sequences surface while she moves toward the exit. Laughter, bickering, abruptly flaring arguments, drunken embraces to make up, and Eunice's face close to hers. Much too close. Halfway out, delayed by the exasperatingly slow revolving door, she's struck by another horrifying thought. Did anyone see them check in? Outside the hotel, the September air is clear and free. She has time for one deep breath before her stomach lurches again. She quickly glances up and down the deserted street and jogs across it with one hand clapped over her mouth. Moments later, she's on the other side of the promenade, leaning over the railing while the wave of nausea slowly subsides. Then, a second of relief before the realisation she's been fending off since she woke up 10 minutes earlier hits her full on. The worst is yet to come. She has to see him again on Monday morning. Karen gazes eastward across the bay toward the harbour. She can make out the forest of bobbing masts in the marina, but the ferry terminal beyond it is as deserted as always on Sundays. The ferry from Esbjerg won't arrive until 8 in the evening, and since a few years back, there are no boats to Denmark or England on the weekends. Anyone who wants to leave Doggerland on a Sunday these days has to fly from Ravenby. Through the morning mist lingering above the sea, she can make out the white radar tower of a cruise ship anchored at the farthest end of the deep-water port. She squints toward the horizon while fumbling around her inside pocket for her sunglasses and cursing softly when they're not in their usual place, pats down her jacket and concludes that she must have either dropped them at some point last night or left them in the hotel room. Now she's going to have to drive at least halfway back to Langevik with the low sun in her eyes, thirsty and nauseous and with a throbbing headache. A double espresso and 2 paracetamols are what she needs to not be in immediate danger on the road. But she knows that none of the shops and cafes on the other side of Strandegotter are open. At this hour, the day after Oystra, she's likely the only person awake in the whole hungover town, with the possible exception of a rat or two digging through brimming bins and oyster shells. That thought makes her stomach turn again. Karen takes a few deep breaths with her eyes closed and her palms against the rough, cool stones of the wall. The fresh air feels good, and the breeze pushes her damp hair away from her face. She turns the back of her neck toward the sun and gazes down at the beach. A colony of black-headed gulls screech around a few poorly tied bin bags. Further off, she makes out the contours of another bin bag. Next, she realises it's actually a man, sleeping. He's lying on the sand with his coat pulled up over him. Next to him is a shopping trolley, most likely stolen from Kvik or Tamer, and now filled with empty bottles and cans. He looks like one of the junkies who hang about by the mall behind Saula-Torget Square. He's probably going to feel much the same as she is when he wakes up, thirsty, sweaty, and with a hangover like a heavy backpack of anxiety. On the other hand, unlike her, he seems to have spent the night in innocent solitude.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.